Warning, this is a demo for Don't Look, an erotic horror visual novel. This game involves gore, strong language, sexual themes, insect themes, manipulation, flashing lights, loud noises, and is intended for 18+ audiences only, so you have been warned. Hello, my name is Emma, and this game is called Don't Look. I've been keeping an eye on this one for a while, but I've been putting it off because apparently it's supposed to make you blind in this game. And I'm partially deaf, I can't hear much of anything in my right ear. So this is going to be a bit scary for me probably. Let's see what the game has to offer. Where do I click? Oh, there, play. Let me just have a look at the options. Right, let's start. What is your name? My name is Emma. I am a she, her. Emma. Such a wonderful name. The day I first saw you, I promised myself I'd never let this world hurt you. I know you don't understand now, but you will. Shh, it's okay. You don't have to worry, little moth. Don't call me a moth. I'm going to take good care of you. Let me make the right choices for you. Let me love you with all that I am, and trust that I will take care of you. Your head was pounding as you regained consciousness. Your whole body felt weak. You slowly tried to open your eyes, only to find you still couldn't see anything. There was something covering your eyes that was wrapped tight around your head. What's happening? Where am I? I can't see anything! You tried to sit up, but as you got partway up, your wrists were tugged backwards. It appears you were attached to something. Scream, stay quiet, or struggle. I'm going to struggle. You move your body suddenly, attempting to move, but discover you can't move very far. You pulled on the restraints to hear the sound of metal links clicking against each other. It seemed you were bound to the wall by metal cuffs attached to chains. As you sit there waiting for any kind of change, you take note of what you can sense in this room. It was dusty with a slight damp smell. You could hear the slight whir of some kind of ventilation system, and the air was quite cold against your skin, but not freezing. Your hands did their best to flatten out against whatever you were sat on. It didn't feel like a cold concrete floor. Quite the opposite. It felt like a soft, comfortable bedspread. You could only assume that you were on some kind of makeshift bed in a creepy person's basement. Oh dear. Another sound caught your attention. It was the sound of footsteps coming closer. A lump formed in your throat from the sound, your body tensing as you prepared for what you could only assume was your captor to enter the room. As soon as you heard the loud opening of the door to the far left of the room...
You're gonna hurt yourself, little moth.
Oh, I didn't know they were voice acting. Oh dear. Fabulous. You hear them walking closer to you before you feel their presence sitting across from you. The sound of a tray being put down catches your attention, as well as the smell of hot food.
I'm glad you're awake. I've been looking forward to talking to you properly. You've been asleep for nearly a whole day. Ah, where are my manners? I'm Zachary. Nice to meet you at last, my little moth.
I don't appreciate being called a moth. Thank you very much. Can I call you Zach? Zach! I like that name, Zach. It's kind of cute. This guy didn't sound particularly terrifying. He actually seems quite polite. But I still need to be careful. Tell name, stay quiet, swear at him. I'm going to tell him my name. My name is Emma. I don't appreciate being called Little Moth. That is the most egregious thing I think I've ever been called, thank you very much.
Well, I already know that, but it's still cute to be polite.
And it's still impolite to call people Little Moth. It's not a very endearing thing to call someone, is it? A moth.
You probably have a lot of questions. And I'm an open book, so ask away.
Why the fuck have you kidnapped me? That would be a very nice thing to answer. Where am I? Why did you bring me here? Are you gonna kill me? He's not gonna answer that. That's probably gonna be, because I love you, silly little moth. Are you going to kill me? I think that's pretty important. I think that's an imperative question. The words slipped out of your mouth before you even had a chance to really stop them.
Not unless I have to. You're too sweet to kill without a reason.
Oh, so he has the potential for violence. Fabulous. It didn't sound like he was lying, but that was even more terrifying. Why did he leave me blindfolded if he had kidnapped me? He was currently talking to me like I wasn't going to be let go anytime soon. So why the secrecy?
Are you hungry? I made you mac and cheese. I'll have to feed you, so come closer and open up.
I don't want any. I don't mind. I don't mind mac and cheese a little tiny bit, but I couldn't eat it as a full meal. Icky. Yuck. Don't want. I shall comply just in case you don't feed me again. You scoot yourself closer and open up your mouth for him to feed you. There's so many calories in mac and cheese as well. Mean, you're ruining my diet. Evil man. Evil.
Ah, see? How does it taste? I've always been told I make a good mac and cheese.
Oh yes, cheese and pasta. You're an absolute culinary genius to put cheese on pasta. You couldn't deny, this was insanely good mac and cheese. You felt a little embarrassed at how quickly you opened your mouth for more. Pretty soon you heard the tray being moved away from you, and Zack stood up.
Well, that's our time for today, little moth. I gotta head out, so you two just have fun, okay? I love you.
Two? 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 Who else is here? What the fuck? And just like that, the footsteps left the room and the door closed behind him. Part of you was relieved that he left, but something he said sounded off. Two? What does he mean, two of us?
Are you okay?
God, you fucking dickhead. Oh my god. What the fuck? He snuck up on me, didn't he? Dishes. Yes, I'm fine. Can you not scare the shit out of me, please? I'd really appreciate that. A voice caught you off guard. You're not the only bloody one. You almost jumped out of your skin, not expecting another person to start speaking. Who's there?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you. Zack told me to be quiet until you'd settled in.
This is scary. Oh my god, there's two psychos. Oh no. Help me. Send assistance. His voice sounded like another captive, by the tone. Also his obedience to listen to Zachary. He must have been there since you first arrived. Does that mean he just sat there during everything that just happened? How come he didn't get any mac and cheese? I don't care. Who are you? Are you okay? Let's ask him his name. Who are you? Are you being held here too?
I'm Chester. It's nice to meet you. Oh, well, as nice as it can be.
Aw, Chester's a nice name. I grew him a few dogs called Chester. It's well cute.
And, yeah, I'm a captive. Just like you.
Oh, I didn't get fed. I feel well bad now. Being one of many captives was a little unnerving. How many more people had this guy kidnapped? What does he want with us?
So, I believe he wants to be in a relationship with us?
I don't like sharing.
He's had a couple of partners before I got here. I think we're just his latest crushes. At least from what he's told me.
Oh dear, that doesn't bode well. The word crushes almost made you vomit. Like this was some innocent feelings towards someone. But nothing was innocent about a kidnapping. You could only imagine what had happened to the partners he had before you and Chester. What happened to the others?
Some of them were, gotten rid of. If you disobey him, and he tends to get violent. But if you're polite, he's just as polite back.
Well, it's a good job I'm British and that's his thing. I might survive!
I think that's why he keeps me alive. Because I just do what he says.
That's kind of depressing. Fuck that. Thanks for the reassurance. Thanks for the reassurance. Thanks for the reassurance, Chester.
You're welcome. I'm sorry there's not much more that I can do.
You're a very nice lad. I like you. His voice made it sound hopeless. Chester just sounded like he was already used to this kind of situation. You weren't sure if you felt more sorry for him or yourself. He didn't get fed. What's with the little moth thing? Have you even tried to escape? Start crying? Well, we're attached to chains, so I doubt there's much we can do about that. What is with the little moth thing? He kept calling me Little Moth. What does that mean?
Oh, he gives us all bug nicknames. He calls me Bumblebee.
Bumblebee's cute. I'd have rather been Bumblebee than Moth. I used to call my other Jack Russell, who passed away, I used to call him Bumblebee Butts, because he had his tail docked, and he just had like this little bit of tuft of fur on the end of his tail. He just looked like a little bumblebee. And it was all like, the end of his tail was all black. It was so cute. Nothing he said sounded reassuring. You're starting to think that maybe this was entirely hopeless. Are you blindfolded too?
Not anymore. Zach let me take off my blindfold a few weeks ago.
Why does he keep us blindfolded?
I'm not entirely sure. He seems to think it's some kind of trust thing. I don't really know.
So if you're good, he might take your blindfold off? That's something to keep in mind. You felt slightly powerless, without some kind of sight. It felt like your perspective of the world was askew from the lack of certainty. Questions filled your mind about the space around you, the people you had just met, and the things you had yet to know about. You were about to ask another question when Chester interrupted your train of thought.
We should probably get some sleep. Zach won't be back for a while, and there's not much else we can do.
With nothing else to do, you listened to Chester's advice, shuffling to lay down as best as you could, with your shackles bound behind your back. You slowly got to sleep, even though it was uncomfortable. At some point, you managed to fall unconscious. Day 2. That was a quick day. You woke up at some point later with a blindfold on. It was almost impossible to tell the time. However, you felt surprisingly well rested. Your body rolled to sit yourself up. You'd think at this point the blindfold would have at least loosened up. However, it was just as tight around your head, and your vision still impaired. The sound of that heavy door opening caught you off guard for the moment, making you jump slightly.
Hey there, love bugs. Oh, you're both up. I got you some water.
You heard Zachary walk closer to you, feeling him tilt your chin up a little and press the open bottle of water to your lips. Don't drink it, that will offend him, that will offend him, we shall drink it. You eagerly allowed him to pour water into your mouth. You drank it down with little hesitation or care for how pathetic you must have looked right now.
Good little moth. You need to keep your strength up. That's it. You can finish the bottle.
Can I have a different nickname, please? You were unsure if you were regretting your decision or wholeheartedly standing by it. The outcome was certainly shaping the future of your unwilling stay here.
You both okay? Do you need anything else?
Chester needs a drink too, please.
Could I have another blanket? It's getting too cold down here.
He didn't use the word please, he's gonna die!
Of course, my bumblebee. Anything for you. How about you, little moth? Do you want anything?
I want a blanket. No, I don't. Let me go. These two might upset him, but I don't think we're... Are we cold? I'll get her a blanket. Could I also have a blanket? You didn't say please!
You can. You both deserve to stay warm and snuggled up.
He moved to give Chester water, before standing back up and heading off to grab blankets for you and Chester. He thankfully didn't take too long and retrieves the blankets quite quickly, wrapping one around Chester before coming over to you.
There we go. That's better, right?
Thank you. The blanket around you was so warm, and it had felt like it was fresh out of the dryer. It was slightly warm against your skin. Ooh, I love that. Thank you. Good lass. Good to use your manners.
You're welcome. Anything for you.
After Zachary left, it was just you and Chester left alone in the bunker. I think me and Chester have more of a friggin' relationship than with Zachary. Feel around your bed, explore the area, talk to Chester. I'm gonna talk to Chester. I don't think we're getting anywhere. You decided that talking to Chester would be your best option for now. Maybe some insight from someone else would be comforting. Plus he can see. So he's got more of a chance of letting us know what's around us. So, how did you end up here? Did he kidnap you too?
I don't really remember much. But I remember that Zach was a good guy that I'd seen at my work.
So you actually knew him in person?
He used to come in a lot, and he was kind of flirtatious, but he was nice. I was working late, so I had to lock myself up one night, and I just remember being hit over the head, and then I woke up here.
Scoot closer to him, comfort him, scold him. Why would we scold him? Let's comfort him. I don't want to get too close to him just in case Zachary's jealous. I don't know if he wants to be a relationship as like 3 of us, or if he wants to be a relationship just me, him, and Chester him. So we'll have to see. I'm really sorry that happened to you.
It's okay. I'm also sorry that you're in this situation too.
Talking to Chester was certainly enlightening. You were kind of glad you had another person to talk to while you were here. Being alone, you felt like you would go crazy. Explore the area and feel around your bed. Let's feel around our bed. You shuffle back to feel around the area that you're sleeping on. It's a firm mattress with a few blankets. You have a couple of somewhat comfortable pillows to sleep on. It feels like he at least attempted making this area comfortable. You felt around the wall behind you and felt something sharp touch your hand. Thankfully it didn't break the skin, but it felt like it could. Oh dear. I think we might cut ourselves if we touch that more. I'm gonna leave it alone, just in case. You decide it's not worth investigating any further. Explore the area. You scoot along your bed, trying to get as far as you can until the chain becomes taut. You are now sat on the end of your makeshift bed, unable to move any further forward due to the shackles. You reach around the area in front of you with your legs, seeing if you could reach something with your foot. Your foot hits against a hard surface. It felt like some kind of cupboard with a handle. Why don't we just ask Chester what's around us? Open the cupboard. Don't open the cupboard. If we can't close the cupboard, we might get in trouble. I'm gonna play it safe and don't open the cupboard. You push yourself away from the cupboard door, deciding not to cause too much trouble. Zachary was being nice to you, but you didn't want to test his patience. Go to sleep. This is a very bloody boring basement. He didn't even spend any time with us. He's a rubbish boyfriend. You garbage boyfriend, Zachary. That's enough investigating for one day. You assume there might not be anything else of interest to you, and decide to rest in your makeshift bed for more sleep. Night 2. As you're attempting to get some sleep, you feel something on your back. Something light is touching you. You barely register it in your sleepy state, but as the patterns keep repeating, you definitely know something is touching you. Do nothing, move away, panic. Do nothing. As you lay there and take note of the feeling, you slowly start to realise its fingers tracing along your skin. It must be Chester. You wait for a little while to try and figure out what he's writing. 6, 7, 2, 0. Don't make me remember this. Don't do that. Oh, I've already forgotten. No, I can't do numbers. 0, 3. He soon stops and you hear him shuffle back to his own bed. Do I need to write this down? One sec. Let me take a picture. I can't remember numbers for the life of me. I don't even know my own PIN numbers. It took me forever to learn my mobile number. I still barely know it. 6, 7, 2, 0, 3. What does that mean? How was he able to write that on your back? Without much more context, you try to remember those numbers as you fall asleep. Day 3. Day 3 is still in development. Thank you so much for playing so far. That was very quick. I hope the game was enticing. We're really proud of our efforts so far. If you'd like to continue to support our game's development, please check out our Discord, Patreon, and Itch.io for details. Links can be found on our Twitter page. I'll put a link in the description as usual, just in case you want to play or anything. Don't look for Ian. Please check out all the links in our credits to show support for our teams too. A lot of them are working on their own games. Thank you from all of us at the Don't Look visual novel team for testing our game. See you soon, little moths. Right, so I'm going to do the other options then. That was super quick. Super quick game. I've been playing really long games recently, so it's been a bit of a slog. So this is going to be interesting. I might be able to get this game out super quick. Woo! Right, let's go and do it again. I am going to scream. Help! Someone please help me! Hey, there's no need to yell. I'm right here, little moth.
I'm glad you're awake. I've been looking forward to talking to you properly. You've been asleep for nearly a whole day.
How come that first line wasn't voice acted? Do they still need to do that? Stay quiet, swear it. We shall swear at him this time. We're being very aggressive. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself.
You're awfully rude, you know that?
Where am I? From your own research, you couldn't tell much about the areas you're in, but maybe he'd be courteous enough to grant you some kind of insight.
You're in my bunker. Sorry it's not the best, but you'll be allowed upstairs soon enough.
Oh, that's nice, thanks. It didn't sound like he was lying, but that was even more terrifying.
Are you hungry? I made you mac and cheese.
We're going to kick it! You kick your leg out at him, managing to kick the ball out of his hand and sending it clattering to the floor. Zachary was still for a moment before you heard him stand up and come closer to you. Oh shitting hell! You feel a hard punch come down across your face, making your cheek throb and the slight taste of blood fills your mouth. you absolute bitch.
Don't try that again,
Fucking hell.
okay?
I don't like him, it's scary. Save me. You nodded quickly, coming to realise that Zachary was clearly not above violence. Pretty soon you heard the tray being moved away from you, and Zachary stood up. I don't care. I don't care who you are, if you're loyal to that creepy asshole.
Oh. I'm sorry. You're right. I'm Chester, by the way. Just in case... Never mind.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Aww. Fuck that. Ha! Fuck that. That's pathetic.
You should really watch yourself. I don't want to see more people die of their own hubris.
Have you even tried to escape? I'm assuming you're too afraid to try to escape then.
Well, why would I? He'll just catch me if I try and run, or hurt me if I try and escape.
Nothing he said sounded reassuring. Spit it at him. You took a swig of water into your mouth, however, you didn't swallow it. Instead, you held it in your mouth for a moment as he pulled the bottle away. You then spat the water out at him. You couldn't see his reaction, but you could hear his yelp of surprise.
Hey! You little shit!
Oh dear. You felt his hand launch forward and grab around your neck tightly, making you light-headed and gasping.
You're on thin fucking ice. Being cute won't help you for long.
This guy's well scary. God. His voice was seething before he let go suddenly, dropping you back down to your bed. You took in long breaths and coughed slightly. Your throat already feeling tender from the lack of water, but his iron grip on top of it made it so much worse. Let me go! I want you to let me go!
That's cute. What do you think the answer will be?
He moved to give Chester water, before standing up and heading off to grab the blanket for Chester. He thankfully didn't take too long to retrieve the blanket quite quickly, wrapping it around Chester before coming over to you.
You should really just stop with this stubborn attitude. I love you, little moth, but you are becoming a pain.
You sneered behind your blindfold. After Zachary left, it was just you and Chester left alone in the bunker. Feel around your bed. Feel it more. You do your best to feel the sharp object without cutting yourself, and notice it's a sharp piece of metal. It seems to be stuck in the wall. We're going to cut our hands free. You attempt to cut your bindings. You fidget for a while, finding it hard to cut through the metal shackles. While trying to maneuver your hands, you suddenly feel a sharp pain across your palm. Oof. You can feel the sting along with the warm trickle of blood down your palms. You felt a little agitated that you had cut yourself while trying to get free. Explore the area. Open the cupboard. You use your foot to angle upwards and pull open the cupboard. You hear the sound of a glass bottle hitting the floor and rolling towards you. You were surprised it didn't smash, but you used your feet to pull the bottle close to you and into your lap. You couldn't quite tell what it was, but you could tell it was kind of full. What is this? Chester, can you tell me what I found?
That's cyanide. He has a lot of bottles in those cupboards.
Oh dear. Cyanide? Why is he keeping this?
Apparently it can be used in making paper. He writes and makes his own books.
What a weird thing to keep down here. A bottle of literal poison. But then again, you couldn't complain, now that you have something of use. You do your best to roll the bottle up the bed and tuck it back behind your mattress on the floor. It could come in handy. scold him. You should have been more observant. How didn't you notice someone sneaking up on you?
I know. I was stupid. I don't know how I didn't hear him.
Talking to Chester was certainly enlightening. You were kind of glad you had another person to talk to while you were here. Being alone, you felt like you'd go crazy. Right, final options. We're going to stay quiet. You weren't sure if it was from fear of someone hearing you, or the fear that someone won't. You decided just to stay quiet and as calm as possible.
Oh, you're awake. How are you feeling, little moth?
Stay quiet. You decided to stay quiet.
It's okay. We can take it slow. Talk when you're ready.
Why did you bring me here? You were so terrified of the reason he may have kidnapped you and brought you here. You assumed it could only be for a bad reason.
Well, I've been watching you for a couple of weeks now, and I'm finally ready to commit to you, my little moth.
That's bizarre. Okay then. It didn't sound like he was lying, but that was even more terrifying. We're going to refuse. I'm not hungry.
You will be. I suppose I can feed you later, but it'll be cold.
You hoped you wouldn't come to regret this decision. You had heard horror stories of captors starving their captives. Pretty soon you heard the tray being moved away from you, and Zachary stood up. Are you okay? Are you okay? You sound pretty scared too.
Me? I'm okay, thank you. My name is Chester, by the way.
That's kind of depressing. Wow, that's kind of depressing, Chester.
A little bit. But if I'm being honest, I'd rather be pathetic than dead.
I agree. We're going to start crying. You couldn't stop the tears that welled up and spilled from your eyes, light hiccups escaping your throat.
Please don't cry. It's okay. As long as we're good, he won't hurt us. I wish I could give you a hug.
Aww. You're a good lad, Chester. Nothing he said sounded reassuring. We're not going to drink it. You weren't becoming compliant just yet. As much as your body craved a drink, you refused it.
Little moth, you're being so stubborn at the moment. Fine. I won't force you. Yet.
No, I don't. I don't want anything from you.
Suit yourself. You can ask me for anything, though. Don't be shy. You know you can still ask me for anything, if you want it. Okay, little moth?
You just nodded. We're going to cut off our blindfold. You shuffle down to be hovering around where the sharp metal lodged out of the wall. This doesn't sound safe. You try to steady yourself on your shoulder, putting all your body weight down onto it as you lower your head towards the metal. As you're leaning, however, your body starts to shake. You lean your head down further until you suddenly feel the metal against your eyelid. It catches you off guard. Fucking hell! Oh god. Before you can pull back, you slip on your bed sheets and impale your eye socket onto the metal. Ah! Blood poured from your eye socket, seeping into your mouth and nose, turning your screams into a gurgle. Chester's panic yells were faint and fading. It sounded like he was calling for you, or maybe Zachary. You couldn't tell. You feel initial sharp, agonizing pain until you feel nothing at all. You died! Fucking hell, that was brutal as shit! Jesus Christ! But there are more secrets to discover. As you're attempting to get some sleep, you feel something on your back. Something light is touching you. We shall move away. The feeling is slightly irritating your skin, and you shift over on your bed, away from whatever is touching you. You heard the sound of shuffling back to the other bed. Was it Chester who was touching your back? The feeling doesn't seem to follow you, so you're able to get back to sleep pretty quickly. Panic. You suddenly flinch and pull away, turning around quickly to try and see what was touching you. However, being blindfolded, you still can't see. Get off me!
I'm sorry. It was just me.
You scared me! Don't do that! Chester mumbles an apology and you lay back down on your bed, frustrated as you try and go back to sleep. Scoot closer to him. You weren't sure if it was his voice or your overwhelming need to have some kind of non-terrifying company, but you scooted closer to Chester. You gently felt around with your head until you found his shoulder to rest your head on, letting out a small sigh.
Hi. You're really close to me.
Flirt? Can I come closer?
You can come closer. I don't mind. I've only really been this close with Zach.
You snuggled up to his body. You could hear the slight whimper escape him before he relaxed against you.
I think you're really captivating. I didn't mean... Sorry. Poor choice of words, but you're just... You're really attractive.
Oh, flirtatious. Oh. What do you look like? Can we stay like this? Can I kiss you? Could I kiss you? You could feel the need growing inside you to kiss Chester. He was so kind and sweet to you. You might not have another opportunity. Can I kiss you?
Really? Gosh, I would like that. Yes, please.
You scooted as close as you could, feeling Chester shuffle and his nose gently brush against yours. His breath was shaky and warm before he gently captured your lips in his. Letting out a soft noise of enjoyment, you moved your body to press into the kiss deeper. He was still kind of hesitant, but he did kiss back with the same amount of want.
Wow. I hope this doesn't ruin the mood, but that was really hot. Sorry, I hope that wasn't weird. You're a really good kisser.
What do you look like? You could only make out vaguely Chester's body type, but you wanted to know more. What do you look like? Gosh,
I have ginger hair, a lot of freckles, I wear glasses, I'm kinda big.
No? You're not saying rest of your lines, my love? Love to the ginger people! Half my family's ginger.
I don't really know how else to describe myself. I'm not a classic, good-looking guy. I'm sorry.
Hey up, you're a ginger ninja. You've got style, friend. Don't be so bloody mean to yourself. I don't like it when people are mean to themselves. You might not be able to tell much from his description, but you could tell he was a sweetheart. You felt so bad that someone so sweet was trapped in this situation as well. Can we stay like this? This was the first time since arriving here that you felt some kind of safety. Chester was warm and soft. Can we stay like this?
Sure you can. If it makes you more comfortable, just snuggle up.
Aw, you're a darling, you. I like you. I like Chester. He's a good lad as Chester. You lean on Chester. His body is soft and quite plump. It felt like he wanted to hug you, but he just rests his head on top of yours. You can give me a cuddle, I don't mind. Letting out a deep breath, you could feel his body relaxing into your own.
This is nice. I hope this is okay.
This is very sweet amongst the horror, isn't it? Your response came through you nuzzling up your head under his jaw affectionately. Chester and you sat like this for a while, just quietly trying to block out the horrible situation. Right, I think that's all the options. This is a very promising looking game. This is going to be scary as shit. The voice acting was really, really good. Enjoyed the voice acting. The story is creepy as shit. They're doing a good job so far. I'm looking forward to this one. Right, thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself and I hope to see you again soon. Bye bye.